Oi, oi, you beautiful people. It's a Cockney Buddha and it's all about getting real. It sure has been a real one, not been able to really do anything because my old computer took a shit. So even though I'm still on the old one, I'm getting the new one sorted out. It's here, we just got to figure it out. This one's about not expecting everything to go correctly. How we make those plans when we expect things to be, everything's going to be smooth. But it can end up being your downfall. So it's beautiful here right now, still in sunny Florida. The sun is out there, the old current button, and the skies are blue. And here I am talking to you. Oi, oi, rhyming. I'll tell you what. I don't know, I'm not very good with the old poetry, let me tell you, even though I like it. But thank you for tuning in and listening, because that's what this is all about, is just getting the word out. And this kind of come to mind after I've been watching an interview, a really good interview actually, with Diary of a CEO, and I can't remember the other fella's name, but Grom put me on to him. Great interview, really good interview. And I don't know how this come up in my head, but we expect when we write out a plan, or we think up we're going to do something for that day, or whatever it may be, right? Structures, whatever. We don't compensate for the fact that we're expecting all this shit to go as we plan it or how we want it to go. And it doesn't work like that. In fact, some of those things within that planning that turn up give us the resources to learn from, which is what I'm going to talk about, how you can, how you get through these things. But we write out the plan, we get the plan together, and I always tell my guys, look at a plan as an outline of somewhere where you want to go. Because when you say to the brain, this is an outline of where I want it to go, then you're letting it know that, okay, shit can hit the fan. Yeah, which, let's face it, I don't think I've ever kind of written out a plan and it's all gone straight to the way I want it. There's always been something that's cropped up. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But it's embracing those things that help us get through. Because all the while we're sitting on the fear of, we're more inclined not to go forward. Because because we expect these things to go as smoothly as they do, and then we make, over time we've done different things, and we're always like, oh, it didn't go to plan that time, and oh, it didn't work out that time, maybe remember when this got in the way. But if you really think about what you learned from it, and even if it came down to, I'm not doing that again, you're not doing it again, but you're telling the brain, hey, I'm not doing that again, I've learned something from it, I don't want to do that again. But if you really think about all the times that we've done things, or we've planned things, or we've structured things in a certain manner if we wanted them to go there, and they haven't gone that way, what did we learn from that? Right? Because there is a lot of lessons in it. But what we do is we raise our hands up and we say, oh no, it went to shit. Oh no. Right? And then that voice.
You're no good, Buddha.
Get that sitting on your shoulder, didn't you? And there you're in the oh no, and you start bloody spiraling, believing you're not good enough. I can't do this. Oh no, yeah, because you told your brain, hey, this is how it's going to be. But when you're writing these things out, maybe even write in there, this is an outline towards where I want to go. I know things are going to cross cross my path that I will handle when I come to it. Maybe write it out. Stamp it, make it a thing at the top of each paper. I will handle things as they come. Because and then you're telling the brain, hey, shit, this is the way I wanted to go, but I'll have it handled. I will get on top and handle the shit as it comes along. Now you're winning. You're in a better direction than if you just go, oh, shit, and then play victim. Oh, it was their fault, it was that fault, and the environment's fault, and this fault, and that. Right? So there's the first thing, is doing that, yeah? And then the next thing I would think of is look at every experience that may come along as something to learn from. What can I grab from this, and what can I learn from this going forward into the next areas of this? Because and then you'll start telling the brain that, hey, these things that come along, it's okay for them to come along. It's fine. That's how I'm going to move forward. That's how I'm going to get through obstacles. This is how I'm going to learn certain things. The one thing I can attribute it to with me is the podcasting thing. And I know I've talked about it a lot. But doing this was a fear of mine. It was like, oh, no, you're putting yourself out there, right? Do I know what to talk about? What do people want to hear? But you know what? Nothing went to plan. And some of those podcasts, if you listen to them, some of them have got balls ups in them and what I call bumps instead of mistakes. Why do I say bumps? Because you can go over a bump, through a bump, or round a bump. When we say mistake to the brain, it's like, what does it bring up? What memories does it bring up for you? What comes to mind when you say mistake to yourself? If you were brought up in an environment where it was like it was okay to make the mistakes, I didn't even really have anything with them. I don't know. I don't know. Because mistakes are made. I think it might have been starting in my chefing, because you make a mistake in chefing, especially when we were in school doing it, and then you had a chef going, all right, no. All of a sudden you're like, oh no. You work that way. Oh no. In your head. Yeah. So there's probably a lot come from there. And then like, oh shit. Right, and warnings sometimes. You know, my dad would always give warnings. You know, I want to be careful of that, son. You don't know. And of course, what happens then? Yeah, you don't venture into those areas, or two, you venture into those areas and you're afraid to make any kind of mistake because that's a failure, not only to self, but you believe you're letting the other person down. That's already said, oh, told you so. Well, you know, wasn't that you? Because you're like, oh, is that going to come along? Told you so. You know, so it plays a role in all these kind of things of, you know, not being able to handle when these things come along. But you can handle it. You've done hard things before. You know you have. Look at where you're at now. And you've probably done some bloody hard things to get where you're at right now. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. I have many a warrior come and sit in front of me and tell me their stories. And yeah, they're in a spot right now. But I look at them and I think, holy shit. And I've told some of them, how did you get there? And it wasn't by planning out and not coming through some mistakes and bumps. I'll tell you that right now. It was dealing with the bumps, dealing with the things that came along. Things did not go to plan for a lot of the guys that sit in front of me. But it's looking at that, learning from it, seeing that it's not mistakes that are going to crumble you. It's things to look at that you can learn from, to move forward with. Don't allow a plan get in the way because we are looking at it from a perspective of, what if it doesn't go this way? Tell your mind, even when we get in the car, right? We want a nice, peaceful journey, maybe go and do a little bit of shopping, or we want to go and see somebody, right? And if you're in the car with my missus, you get this.
Oh no, get out of the way, damn it, son of a bitch.
You get that. Right? It's not exactly going the way I wanted it to go. It's not smooth. And even when I'm driving, I'm a pretty relaxed driver. I'd say I'm a decent driver. I don't think anybody's an absolute brilliant driver. I'm all right though. I'm a decent driver. And I like driving, actually. I do like driving. Don't do much of it, but I do like to drive. But shit, man, you know, you go, no, I'm going to put my tunes on. You put your tunes on, everything's going smooth as assholes, right? And all of a sudden you get someone pull in front of you and flick you the bird. Oh, now what? Now what am I going to do with that? I wasn't expecting that to happen. But what am I going to do with that? I'll tell you the one thing you can do with that is I go, they must be having a really bad day. Blimey. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a nice drive. They must be having a right shit day. If they feel they got to turn around, they don't even know me and they're flicking me the bird. Why'd they flick the bird at me? I'm just fine. Okay, maybe I made a little bit of a mistake. Maybe I come up on you a little bit too. Okay, sorry about that. Apologise. You know, yeah, my bad. I did, yep. But there's no point in going, fucking, now my day's fucked. Right? Because then what does it do? It wasn't in your plan, it just came along. So you can choose to learn and be a calmer person, and trust me, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, I do this. And do I slip? Yes. Anybody that tells you they don't are lying to you. Everybody's a human being, everybody goes through these periods, right? But all the while we're working on ourselves to be better people, then we're on the right track. You just keep on working to learn. Keep on working to learn. Right? Nobody's perfect. It doesn't even exist. Take it out your vocabulary. There's standards, there's no perfect. And trust in yourself. Tell yourself, hey, these things come along. And when they do, you won't be so surprised. And then your mind's going to be straight onto the learning from it, the structuring out of that. Start turning those thinking around, and then you ain't going to be so afraid going forward. In fact, I start embracing mistakes. It helps me to learn. But if you've had an upbringing of saying mistakes are bad, or you got warning signs, then it's a matter of looking at that too and saying, you know what, it was quite okay to be where I'm at, and it's okay making no mistakes because I didn't learn them by not making them. All right, so give yourself a pat on the back. I hope everybody has a great week, whenever you're listening to this, great day. And thank you for listening. If you love what I'm putting out there, please go and hit that like and subscribe and the notification bell so when things come up, you get notified. Thanks, guys. Love each and every one of you. Stay that course. Namaste.